Welcome to this deep dive. If you have ever looked at a sprawling e-commerce giant like Amazon, right, and wondered how the local independent corner store can possibly survive against, free 2-day shipping and infinite inventory, then this is absolutely for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's a phenomenal case study.
Today, our mission is to dissect this highly specific, truly fascinating source document. We are looking at a real-world digital marketing proposal, and it was custom designed for a single local computer store in Rajahmundry, India.
Right. And the entire goal of this playbook is just to help them fend off those colossal national online retailers.
Exactly.
I mean, we constantly hear marketing buzzwords tossed around, right? Things like local SEO, digital positioning, or omnichannel strategies.
Right, which basically just means creating a seamless shopping experience, like whether a customer is looking at their phone, browsing on a laptop, or physically standing in aisle 3.
Exactly. But this document takes those abstract concepts and applies them to a real business with tight budgets, real constraints, and incredibly fierce competitors.
And whether you are a marketer trying to sharpen your skills, or, a small business owner fighting to survive the digital age, or just insanely curious about how modern commerce actually functions behind the scenes, this document is a masterclass in how David can fight Goliath.
It's all about weaponizing local trust, really.
Yeah, weaponizing local trust to fight back against the giants. Okay, let's unpack this.
But to really understand the strategic genius of this proposal, we have to start by establishing the baseline.
Right.
We need to look at the battlefield, essentially, and the protagonist of our story, which is Suresh Computers NW.
Yeah, and the most crucial piece of context here, I think, is that they are not starting from zero.
Not at all.
We aren't talking about some outdated mom-and-pop shop that still uses like a rotary phone and carbon paper for receipts. They have been in the game since 2006.
Right. They are established.
Yeah, if you walk down Kumari Talkies Road in Rajahmundry, right beside the Axis Bank, they are a solid physical presence.
And their reputation is already incredibly solid, too. Like, in the digital realm, they boast a perfect 5.0 Google rating.
Wow, okay.
Now, admittedly, that's only based on 11 reviews, but the sentiment within those reviews is fiercely loyal.
Right, the quality of the reviews matters.
Exactly. Customers are actively calling them the best in store for wholesale, in all caps, praising their specific laptop suggestions and deep technical expertise. Plus, the owner is already in there, actively and politely replying to these reviews in detail.
Which shows a baseline understanding of digital customer service, right?
Yep, absolutely.
They also have a dedicated website, surecomputers.in, which serves as their central digital hub. And, I was actually surprised by this part. For a local hardware store, they are highly active on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, very active.
Their handle, at SureComputersOrg, has over 360 posts. They are out there promoting printers, laptops, offers, and they highlight their phone support right there in the bio.
And don't forget Facebook. Their Facebook page establishes them as a Tally certified partner.
Oh, right. We should probably pause on that Tally certification, actually.
Yeah, because it is a vital detail for understanding their target audience. For anyone listening who doesn't run a business in India, Tally isn't just like a generic software program.
Right.
It is the absolute central nervous system of Indian accounting. So being a certified partner means Sure Computers isn't just selling a keyboard or a mouse.
They are selling critical business infrastructure.
Exactly.
While I was reading through their profile and the source material, I kept trying to visualize their situation, and I thought about this analogy. Think of a beloved, long-standing local restaurant. You know the kind.
Oh, sure.
They have their regulars, the food is reliable, the owner knows your order before you even sit down. It's a staple of the neighborhood. But then, almost overnight, a sprawling, faceless ghost kitchen opens up right next door.
Right.
And this ghost kitchen has an infinite menu, a multi-million-dollar advertising budget, and a huge fleet of delivery drivers. The local restaurant isn't failing because their food got worse.
Right. They're threatened because the entire landscape of convenience and visibility just shifted underneath them.
Exactly.
And that captures the dynamic perfectly. That is precisely why the author of this proposal, Murty BVNS, who represents the Antaryami VA network, frames the pitch the way he does.
How so?
He tells them, look, the marketing pitch here isn't about building a brand from scratch. It is strictly about optimization, consistency, and tracking the return on investment across the footprint you already have.
They have the raw materials. They just need to refine the machine.
Exactly.
But, okay, I have to play devil's advocate for a second here.
Go for it.
If they are already doing so well, if they have that local love, a 5.0 rating, decent foot traffic on Kamari Road, why do they even need this new proposal?
Well, because the walls are closing in, both physically and digitally. The landscape you described in your analogy is aggressively encroaching on their territory.
Okay, let's look at those physical walls first. Because Rajamundry has multiple offline computer dealers. The proposal lists local rivals like Balaji Computers and KVVS Computers.
Yep. And there is also a Dell exclusive store in the city, which is a massive threat.
Right, because that store has the backing of a global brand.
Exactly. And they are promoting high-performance AI-enabled PCs with aggressive local financing schemes.
So the local competition is fierce.
It is,
Yeah.
but those local rivals are just, physical skirmishes. The real war, the existential threat, is online.
The national titans, Amazon, Flipkart, Prime, ABGB.
Yes.
And on top of that, specialized national gaming sites like Micro Center India and Shweta Computers, these companies are attracting buyers all across India with totally transparent pricing and nationwide shipping.
Right.
Which makes me want to push back a little bit here. My cynical brain is flashing warning lights. I mean, let's be realistic for a second. Can a local brick and mortar shop really truly compete with Amazon's logistics network and Prime shipping?
It does seem impossible.
Yeah, it feels like trying to fight a tidal wave with a bucket.
What's fascinating here is how the proposal directly addresses that exact skepticism. The strategy is brilliant in its simplicity. You do not fight Amazon on variety. You don't try to build a bigger warehouse. You change the rules of the game entirely.
So what's the new game?
The proposal advises positioning Suresh Computers as the local micro center of Rajamundry.
The local micro center. That is a very deliberate label.
Highly deliberate. In the tech world, micro center is famous for having staff who actually know what they're talking about. You go there for expertise, not just a transaction.
Right, you want to talk to a nerd who gets it.
Exactly. And the proposal tells Suresh Computers to mirror that exact same product range and knowledge, but to aggressively leverage the one thing a trillion-dollar e-commerce giant physically cannot offer.
Geographic proximity.
Geographic proximity.
Yeah, I mean, think about your own buying habits for a second. If you were buying a $10 phone case, you will easily risk the online purchase and wait 3 days. But if your accounting firm server crashes during tax season, or if your laptop dies the day before university finals, well, Amazon's 2-day shipping is completely useless. You need a human being down the street who can fix it today.
Spot on. You emphasize instant local service. You lean into in-person troubleshooting and the trust built via local references. An online store competes on perceived deals and shipping.
And a local store.
A local store competes on the psychological assurance that if something goes wrong, you know exactly whose physical desk you can walk up to and demand a fix.
Okay, I love the philosophy. But how do you actually execute that? How do you translate local trust into a tangible marketing campaign that gets someone to, put their phone down, stop scrolling Flipkart, and walk into your physical store?
The proposal lays out a highly specific playbook for local dominance. And it starts with what they call the local versus online education campaign.
I was actually a bit skeptical about their content plan at first. I mean, nobody really wants to watch a local hardware store's social media feed, right?
Yeah, sounds a bit dry.
But then I saw their angle on this specific campaign. They aren't trying to be entertaining. They're actively weaponizing buyers' remorse.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, they suggest creating short videos or carousels that educate the buyer on the hidden perks of buying local. Things people don't think about until it's too late, like genuine GST billing.
And that is a crucial point for their commercial clients. For those listening outside of India, or those who just don't run a business, GST is the goods and services tax.
Right.
If you buy equipment from a verified local seller with a proper genuine GST invoice, your business can claim that tax back as a business expense.
Which is a huge financial benefit.
Exactly. But buying from a random unverified third-party seller on a massive online marketplace can sometimes make getting a compliant invoice an absolute nightmare.
Oh, yeah. The proposal also hits heavily on the pain point of courier returns.
Oh, the worst.
Imagine this scenario. You just spent $2,000 on a complex custom gaming rig online. It arrives, you plug it in, and the graphics card is just dead.
Devastating.
If you bought it online, you have to pack this fragile machine back up in its original cardboard, navigate a maze of customer service chatbots, wait for a courier pickup on their schedule, and then wait weeks for a replacement to be shipped back. It is agonizing.
But if you bought it at Suresh Computers,
Right.
you just put it in the passenger seat of your car, drive 5 minutes to Kamari Talkies Road, walk in and say, fix this. They handle the warranty claim for you.
That's amazing.
The campaign specifically suggests sharing real stories of customers who had terrible issues with online purchases and had to come into the local store to get them resolved. That is incredibly powerful counter-positioning.
It is showing rather than just telling. And the playbook also outlines building authority in very specific niche segments.
Yes, this is key.
They don't just put up a billboard saying, we sell computers.
Yeah.
They target high-value demographics. For example, gamers. The document specifically mentions targeting buyers looking for next-gen RTX 50 series builds with an i7 14700KF processor.
Wow, that is specific. And when you get that hyper-specific with your marketing language, you signal to the enthusiast community that you aren't just pushing generic, low-spec office boxes.
Right, you're proving you speak their language.
You prove you understand their hardware needs perfectly.
And speaking of the office side, they lean heavily into that Tally certification we discussed earlier. They suggest targeting local businesses with specialized Tally-driven accounting setups. They recommend packaging these together as student and office packages. So you bundle a laptop, a printer, and a battery backup UPS system.
And here is the local advantage again. You bundle those products with local on-site installation.
Oh, that's smart.
Plus, you time these campaigns perfectly. You push the student bundles around exam seasons when panic is high, and the business bundles right before the financial year end, because that's when companies desperately need to upgrade their accounting infrastructure to file taxes.
What really stands out to me in this execution plan is the reliance on real customer case studies over just posting a spec sheet.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
If I am a local business owner scrolling Instagram, a generic photo of a laptop with a list of RAM and storage specs doesn't tell me anything a Google search couldn't.
Right.
But the proposal suggests creating content like a Rajamundry CA office upgrade. If I see that Suresh Computers just successfully networked a chartered accountant's office right down the street from me, that is infinitely more relatable and trustworthy.
It proves capability in a context the buyer intimately understands and respects.
So those are the ideas. And they are strong ideas. But the composal doesn't stop at the conceptual level, which brings us to the actual mechanics.
Yes.
It gets incredibly granular about the day-to-day digital operations required to actually pull this off.
This is where we transition from a marketing philosophy to a functional operational machine. Because ideas are easy. Execution is where businesses win or lose.
Totally.
And the first major mechanism they attack is the Google Business Profile, or GBP, optimization.
Right now, their name on Google is just Suresh Computers NW, but the proposal suggests standardizing it to Suresh Computers NW Computer and Gaming Store, Rajamundry.
Which immediately tells the search engine and the customer exactly what they do and where they are located.
But I think the absolute smartest thing in this entire section is the automated review loop.
Oh, this is a masterstroke in SEO, search engine optimization.
So they propose that every single time someone makes a purchase, it triggers an automated WhatsApp template sent directly to the customer. This message asks them for a Google review, but here is the twist. It explicitly asks them to mention exactly what they bought.
We really have to unpack why that mechanism is so vital. Think of those WhatsApp prompted Google reviews like dropping a highly specific digital GPS pin.
Okay, a GPS pin.
Yeah, a generic review that just says, great store, 5 stars, it's nice, but it is like a blank billboard in the desert. The search algorithm doesn't learn much from it. But getting the customer to write, they gave me excellent advice on an RTX 5060 gaming PC with an i7 processor is entirely different. That is like planting a beacon.
Oh, I see.
When the next person in Rajamundry Googles RTX 5060 gaming PC, Google's algorithm reads that specific review text, intercepts the search, and reroutes that buyer directly to Suresh Computers at the top of the results.
Wow. They are turning their existing foot traffic into an automated digital SEO engine.
Yes.
And it all happens via WhatsApp, which is the undeniable center of digital communication in India.
It really is.
Alongside that, they lay out a strict content calendar.
Yeah.
We are talking a minimum of 12 to 15 posts a month on Facebook and Instagram. It's a calculated mix of video reels, swipeable carousels, and static posts for offers.
Plus daily behind-the-scenes stories showing store arrivals.
Yeah, the arrivals. Why is that important?
Well, document Documenting the store arrivals, like literally filming the unboxing of new inventory, creates a psychological sense of velocity.
Oh, interesting.
It proves the store is busy, popular, and constantly turning over the latest tech. It builds a subtle, persistent urgency in the mind of the local consumer.
And they don't just rely on their own channels either. The mechanics include tapping into local micro-influencers. The proposal mentions continuing to feature on regional community pages like Na Rajamundry.
Yeah, Na Rajamundry translates roughly to My Rajamundry. It is a hyper-local civic page.
Okay.
By collaborating with platforms like that or inviting local CA firms or student gamers in for store walkthroughs, they cement their status as the city's undisputed tech hub.
So they are borrowing the trust that those influencers have already spent years building with the local community?
Exactly.
Okay, at this point, if you were listening, you might be thinking what I was thinking when I first read this massive list.
That it's a lot of work.
Yes. This is an overwhelming amount of work. 15 posts a month, daily inventory stories, automated WhatsApp review loops, SEO keyword management, influencer collaborations.
It's basically a full-time agency job.
Right. Who actually does all this work? The store owners are busy fixing motherboards, managing physical inventory, and negotiating with suppliers. They certainly don't have time to sit in the back room editing Instagram reels.
And that brings us to the engine of the entire proposal.
Yeah.
Enter Murty BVNS and the Antiriami VA network, also known as Project Antiriami.
They pitch themselves as a dedicated virtual digital marketing and operations team specifically built for local SMBs or small and medium businesses.
This is a crucial distinction. They aren't a traditional bloated advertising agency with massive overhead. They operate on a virtual assistant, or VA model.
Okay.
The remote VAs handle the tedious competitor monitoring, literally checking the daily prices and offers of Balaji Computers or the Dell store down the street. They manage the content calendar, the daily posting, and the hashtag research.
Let's look at the mechanism of how this actually works logistically, because they even handle the first line of customer service.
They do.
The VA isn't just scheduling posts. They act as a digital bouncer. When a customer comments on an Instagram post asking for store hours, the VA handles it entirely. But imagine it's 8 p.m. and a customer sends a direct message asking for a quote on a full office network setup. The remote VA catches that message, formats the request, and instantly pings the shop owner's dedicated WhatsApp number with a ready-to-close lead.
That's so efficient.
Right. The guy in the physical shop doesn't have to endlessly monitor his Instagram inbox. He just gets a text saying, "Customer X wants to buy Y. Here is their number."
Yeah.
It turns social media from a daily distraction into a direct, filtered sales pipeline.
It creates a seamless funnel. The store staff only spend their valuable time talking to people who are actively ready to pull out a credit card. The VAs filter out all the noise.
But none of this matters if it bankrupts the store. That is the usual trap with marketing agencies, right? They cost more than the revenue they bring in.
Often, yes.
Which makes the pricing structure of this VA network perhaps the most disruptive part of the whole document. They offer 3 tiers. The basic presence plan is roughly 7,000 to 9,000 rupees a month. That's mainly just Google business updates and a few social posts.
Okay.
Then the growth plan, which is the tier they actively recommend, is 12,000 to 15,000 rupees a month. That adds the Instagram Reels, the automated WhatsApp templates, and that priority lead escalation we just talked about.
Got it.
Finally, there is a Performance Plus plan for 18,000 to 25,000 rupees a month, which includes managing actual paid advertising budgets.
So what does this all mean in context?
When you look at the recommended growth plan around 15,000 rupees, that is roughly the cost of hiring a single, very junior part-time employee in India.
Wow.
But for that exact same price, Suresh Computers is getting access to an entire operational system. They're getting copywriters, graphic designers, social media managers, and strategists. It completely democratizes professional agency services for a single local store on Kumari Talkies Road.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it highlights a profound shift in how local economies can arm themselves. Yeah. But the strategic brilliance of this specific pitch isn't just the affordable price, it is the implementation strategy. Murty proposes a 3-month pilot period.
Which makes sense, but why a pilot? Exactly. Why not just lock them into a standard year-long contract like most agencies do?
Because small business owners are naturally and rightfully deeply skeptical of digital marketing agencies selling them invisible services.
That's fair.
A 3-month pilot lowers the barrier to entry and reduces the perceived risk. But more importantly, the proposal strictly ties this pilot to measurable KPIs, or key performance indicators.
They aren't just promising better brand awareness, which is impossible to measure.
Exactly. They are tracking the return on investment through hard data. They track Google direction requests, like literally how many local phones clicked get directions to the physical store. Yeah. They track direct phone calls generated from the Google profile. They track the exact conversion rate of those leads sent via WhatsApp that actually turn into hardware sales.
Wow.
The VA model proves its financial value in real time. If it works and the revenue goes up, the store owner will never let them go.
It is totally accountable, data-driven marketing. To wrap up this deep dive, we are looking at a master blueprint for local retail survival. Independent businesses do not have to just roll over and accept defeat when the digital e-commerce giants come to town.
They really don't.
Suresh Computers has a legacy, they have a solid reputation, and they have physical geographic presence. By combining that existing local trust with disciplined, hyperlocal SEO, automated WhatsApp outreach, and the highly scalable support of a virtual assistant network, a local store can completely flip the script.
Yeah, they stop playing Goliath's game of infinite inventory.
And force Goliath to play their game of instant, trusted, human solutions.
This raises an important question, and it is something I want everyone listening to really mull over as they go about their day.
Let's hear it.
We just spent this time dissecting how a single independent PC shop in Rajahmundry can leverage WhatsApp templates, niche SEO, and virtual assistants to build a digital fortress against national mega corporations.
Yeah.
What happens in the near future when it isn't just one PC shop? What happens when every single local business in a city, from the neighborhood bakery to the local plumber to the independent pharmacy, adopts this exact same playbook?
That would be wild.
If they all form a unified, highly optimized, digitally native local economy, leveraging these exact same affordable tools, could hyper-local digital networks eventually make national retailers completely obsolete in Tier 2 cities?
Wow.
Are we looking at the beginning of a massive decentralization of commerce where local trust, supercharged by digital automation, finally beats out the convenience of the digital giants?
That is a wildly fascinating vision of the future to consider. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Antaryami proposal for Suresh Computers. We hope it gave you a new lens to look at the seemingly quiet independent businesses in your own neighborhood. Keep questioning the information around you, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.